Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's No One here today, and today we're continuing part 2 of the tale of Derald. Now, if you weren't here for last time, quick recap. We have Derald, gangbanger, doesn't really have much going on in his life. He meets up with his old elementary school teacher, Kendall, and he takes a big liking to her, but she has a boyfriend, Deshaun, and Derald, he's not rational at the whole situation, and ultimately comes to the decision that he has to kill this guy because he wants to be with Kendall. So yeah, if you enjoy this story, subscribe, like the video. There's gonna be no outro, so that's why I'm saying this shit now. And comment whatever you want to comment. But without further ado, let's just jump right into this. Thursday, Derald and his crew went to go scope out Deshaun's patterns. Deshaun worked an 8-hour shift, just like any other person, and would get home around 10, the perfect time to make a swift and quick move. Deshaun lived in an apartment complex. They would just have to stop him before he entered the building. Friday came, the day they would take out Deshaun. At 9:56 p.m., Deshaun got home from his job. Normally he would have busy days, so after he would be tired, eat, and then go right to sleep. Now, he wasn't paying a large amount of attention to his surroundings as he exited the car. Not 3 steps away from his car, Deshaun received a blow to the back of his head. "Ah, what the fuck?" Deshaun said, startled and hurt. Quickly, Deshaun received multiple blows from Derald and his crew. Joseph held out a pistol to Deshaun's head, locked and loaded. "Don't think of running, nigga," Joseph said as the crew stopped throwing blows. "Get over here and get in the fucking car." Deshaun was scared for his life. He wasn't stupid enough to try and run away though, so he complied and walked over to their car and got in the back seat. While still holding the gun, Joseph got in beside him and the other crew member, Corey, got in on the other side. Derald got shotgun and Brandon was the one to drive. "Now just stay quiet, nigga, and this will go over smoothly." "What are you gonna do?" Deshaun had the nerve to say. "What the fuck did I say, nigga? Shut your fucking mouth," Joseph said louder. Deshaun proceeded to shut his fucking mouth. Brandon drove off to a secluded area near the woods to have some privacy. The drive was quiet, but they knew what they had to do. They got to the wooded, secluded area and pushed Deshaun out of the car. Deshaun was scared, of course. He wanted to cry about it, but he tried to hold on to his pride. "Alright, nigga," Joseph said, pointing the gun at Deshaun, acting tough. "You gonna stay away from Kendall, got it?" Derald was a bit confused. He was expecting to kill Deshaun, not just threaten. Deshaun was shocked. What? Deshaun blabbered out. "I can't, man. I love her." "You want us to break your fucking legs, nigga?" Joseph yelled at Deshaun, waving the gun. "No, man, no," Deshaun said. "But I can't just leave her, man." "You are gonna fucking leave her, or I'm gonna fucking shoot your ass," Joseph said loudly. "You wanna fucking die? Over what, a girl, nigga? You fucking crazy. Stop fucking with Kendall now and find some other bitch." Deshaun couldn't believe it, but he didn't want to die. Joseph was right. Deshaun had a whimper in his voice at this point. "Okay, man, okay," Deshaun whimpered out. "No more." "Man, we can't trust this dude," Derald said, outraged. Derald was mentally prepared to kill Deshaun right there. The rest of the crew knew they couldn't do something like that. It was too risky for them, and just plain out wrong even if they were gangbangers. "Chill, Derald. We got this dude broke. He ain't gonna do shit," Joseph told Derald. "Nah," Derald said and grabbed Joseph's gun. "We ain't risking that shit." Before Joseph could do anything, Derald turned to shoot Deshaun. "No!" Joseph tried to stop Derald, but bang! The gun went off and hit Deshaun's center chest, and Deshaun fell down. Joseph grabbed the gun back. "What the fuck, man?" Brandon and Corey rushed over to Deshaun to see how bad it was. They turned him over, and Deshaun was bleeding out fast and gagged up blood. "He's gonna die," Brandon said in a deep voice. "Derald, chill the fuck out," Corey turned to Derald. "Shit, now we gotta clean up this mess," Joseph said. "God damn it." Derald stood there and stared down at Deshaun as he died, and his friends tried to figure out what to do. Derald was recapping everything in that moment, but he was satisfied with what he just did. He wanted Kendall to himself. This was the way he saw he could do it. "I gotta call up Terrence or something and figure out what to do," Joseph said. The crew never had to handle a body. They didn't want anyone to find it. They all hustled Deshaun into the car. Their fingerprints had to be all over him. There would be some investigation. It wouldn't be guaranteed that the police would find them, but it would sure throw off Kendall for Derald. We can't bury his body, especially here since it's a public park and people are going to be going here tomorrow and shit, Brandon said. The crew tried to figure out what they should do. No one was for sure. Joseph tried calling their associate Terrence, but there was no answer. All the while, Derald went back to the car and opened the trunk. "Man, we can't put his body in there, Derald," Joseph said. "You know everyone uses the car for all the drugs and shit." But that wasn't Derald's intentions. In the trunk of their car was a massive pair of shears. Derald grabbed them. The rest of the crew hardly paid attention as Derald went up to Deshaun's dying body. Deshaun still had a little life in him, but his consciousness was mostly faded. Derald placed Deshaun's limp arm right in between the blades and quickly pressed the shears down. There was a large snapping sound and everyone spun their head towards it. "What the hell?" Brandon said, confused at first. It all took the crew a second, but they saw what Derald was up to. "Derald!" Joseph called his name. "The hell you doing, man?" "I'm getting rid of the body," Derald said as he proceeded to cut off half of Deshaun's arm. Derald wasn't even fazed by his actions. He viewed it as an obligation. "We cut this fucker up. We don't have a body to worry about. Maybe just bury the fucking head. That shouldn't be hard." "Aw, fuck, man." Joseph couldn't believe what Derald was doing. "Got any better ideas?" Derald asked, and Deshaun's forearm came off and blood squirted out. Joseph shook his head. Same with Brandon and Corey. They couldn't believe how sick and twisted Derald was being. They thought they knew him better. All right, Joseph finally decided. "Fuck it, man." Joseph couldn't believe that they were going to go through with this. "Get the other pair of shears out of the truck, Brandon. Corey, get the shovel and start digging deep enough for a damn head further into the woods. I'll keep a lookout if any cars decide to come by. Just hurry the fuck up." Joseph acted as a leader for the crew normally, so there was no further discussion. Brandon and Derald continued to cut up Deshaun into pieces. All the sound that was made was a mixture of crickets and the crunching, snapping, and popping sounds coming from Deshaun's body. Blood poured out everywhere. A significant amount splattered on Brandon's and Derald's shoes and bottom jeans. They always had more back at the house. The entire process took 30 minutes to an hour. It felt like an entire day for the crew. A job like that just doesn't fly by you. The cutting off of the head was the worst, especially for Brandon. There was a series of loud snapping sounds mixed with the gushing of blood coming from the neck. It was so grotesque for Brandon that he almost puked all over. The neck was a tough process, and it took both Derald and Brandon upwards of 10 minutes to finally finish. "Here, Corey." Derald handed Deshaun's head like it was a basketball. Corey held the sides carefully, not trying to get blood all over him, and ran to the hole he dug. The rest of the body was mostly cut up. The torso would at least have to go in the trunk. "We can put the rest of the body parts in the glove compartment." "Are you crazy?" Joseph asked. "Where do you want to put it? The trunk?" Derald asked. "The torso is small enough to hide back there. The rest we should put somewhere else." "Fuck that, we can't put anything in the trunk. Bury the torso too in a different spot. We can put the rest in the glove compartment and figure out what to do with it." Brandon cleared out the glove compartment and they shoved the rest of Deshaun's body parts in there. Corey went to bury the torso way further in the woods. When it was all done, they watered down the blood, or at least tried to, with water bottles they had in the car. They left after like nothing happened. It was quite the car ride back. Derald had an odd feeling about body parts being locked up in the glove compartment right in front of him, but Derald got what he wanted. Derald was more focused on Kendall and how he would handle the situation now that he can come in and be her boyfriend. He kept telling himself that everything would be fine. "We can dissolve the parts in the bathtub, or we could go around putting parts in discreet locations," Derald suggested. "The bathtub? Nigga, we all like to shower and shit," Joseph said. "We just going to leave that shit in the car for now and talk to the rest of the homies about it, and we're going to see what we can do." They got home late around 1 and went straight to sleep. The truth is that no one wanted to talk about it or deal with it. It was just a skeleton in the closet for the time being. It was a Friday, and everyone was more focused on selling and going out the next day. They all decided that it could be dealt with Saturday.